Okay, this will be an interesting one. So let's see what we can do with it. Actually, I think we're going to go black and white for this. Actually, going to leave the contrast. Actually, not going to lighten it up too much. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here a piece of used alfoil. So we just use this on a Christmas pudding that I put away in the fridge for a little bit when I couldn't eat all of it, which is a bit gutsy if you try to eat all of it. So yeah, so I'm just going to photocopy it. I'm going to basically maybe stretch it a bit because of the paper size, so I'm going to make the horizontal a bit longer. So the horizontal is going to be 300. I think the vertical is going to stay at 200. So let's see what we can do with this otherwise disposed of alfoil. So yeah, it should be an interesting piece to work with. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it looks interesting. We still got a little bit at the edge that we didn't cover up. Maybe we can also change the angle of it. So I'm wondering, where are we from the edge? I think it's at the top there. So we're just going to do some adjustments to the layout of this. So we're just going to line it up like that, and maybe add some contrast, and see how this goes. It's a little bit tricky to work with, even though it's an interesting and has potential. Let's see if we can make it look any good. Yeah, that looks better. We still have a little bit of that. Otherwise it looks really nice. That crumpled bit there looks really nice, which will make potentially a very nice centerpiece. So I'm wondering where that edge is. So I'm going to just slide it down a little bit, and going to go here, going to go here. We're going to make it also 300 and see how that goes. It's probably not going to work all that well. See if the creases look any good. Yeah, that looks interesting. We still have that little bit there. Wondering if we're going to worry about that piece there. Going to leave it like that, I do think. That looks really good. So I'm thinking, wondering where that heavily crumpled section is. I think it's up in the corner there. I think it's there. So we can emphasize that more by enlarging it bigger. So we're going to try and maybe move it down a bit to get rid of that. Going to move it up a little, and we're going to adjust the enlargement to 400. We're going at full size, or the largest size, and see how that goes. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks interesting. We've moved it away from the edge too much, I do think. So I'm thinking, yeah, we've moved it away from the edge. We've fucked it up, in other words. So it's a little bit far from the edge. So we're just going to just move it in a bit. Move it in, and we're going to see how that works. This hand's getting shaky, folks. This demo's starting to get... it's not that prolongated as much as demos can be. We're still too far from the edge, or we're going to... I wonder if we're going to leave it like that, or we're going to make... I wonder where the centre of this job is going to be. I'm going to make it there. Make it interesting. So I'm wondering where we're going with this. I'm going to make this go up into the corner further. So we're just going to slide it up there. And we're going to try again. It's not easy, folks. This one's not an easy demo, as I was hoping it would be, but I had a feeling it was going to be a little bit tricky working with this kind of original. Anyway, that looks a lot better now. We've got an interesting, it looks nicely crumpled, and I think that's going to be the centre of our job. So now it looks like we've got what we're pretty well after. So sorry about the shaking, folks. It just comes with the territory. Fortunately, the drop case on my phone isn't so chunky as far as drop cases go, because it would have meant the size of the phone would have been a lot bigger, making it difficult, even more difficult to shoot demos, which can sometimes go on for about up to 15, 16 or even 19 minutes, which means I usually shoot them in groups of 15, so it gets a bit shaky trying to handle this. It just gets like that, especially when the demos go on for a long period of time each. Okay, let's see how these look. So these look really nice. Our piece of discarded alfoil. Well, it hasn't been discarded yet, but it will be. Unfortunately, it can't be recycled. Let's see how we go with this. Lining them up. Okay, there we have it. That looks really like... It looks almost Christmassy. It looks really nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.